The Girl Boss Genocide is coming. It was the most successful movie franchise in history. But after 21 box office raids with heroic men as main characters, Marvel made a billion-dollar gamble on female leads. It turned out to be one of the worst mistakes ever in show business. To save the company, Marvel are planning a massive girl boss genocide. I am the Viking, Eric the Redbeard, and I will tell you a story about fabulous riches and glorious failure. When the cameras started rolling for Marvel's first big-budget movie, Iron Man, it was a daring move that could have ruined the company. To the surprise of most non-Vikings in Hollywood, it was a big hit and ended up bringing in $500 million at the box office. The movie was a perfect mix of action and humor and the charisma of Robert Downey Jr. as Robert Iron Man Stark. This was the beginning of a marvelous wave of superheroes. The fantastic numbers was noticed by the giant company, Disney. After only a couple of months, they plundered their treasure island for thousands of bags of silver coins and bought Marvel. Now the masters of the mouse had a recipe for success. They used it to cook up $1 billion movie after another. You know them and have seen them. Captain America, the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Thor. The main characters were strong men with superpowers. They even summoned some of my Viking gods for the best battles. There were so many movies and TV shows that Marvel had to divide them into phases in order to keep track of them all. This was so profitable that the plunder and loot of my Viking ancestors pales in comparison. The first two phases from 2008 to 2016 made $9 billion. The third phase was even more fantastic with $13.5 billion at the box office with a final movie, Avengers Endgame, which pulled in $2.8 billion in theaters. It was the most successful movie ever. But by Odin, then everything went wrong. You may not know this, but we Vikings have sometimes been a little bit arrogant. That made us win many battles, but it also made many lose their heads and kingdoms. The super success of more than 20 sagas told with moving images made the new bosses think they couldn't fail. This new dangerously arrogant attitude went something like this. The audience pays to see the mantle and uniform. We can replace the movie stars with cheaper, lesser-known actors. Oh gosh, millions will turn up to the theaters even if we change the gender or race of beloved characters. The result was a plan to replace the battle-hardened Viking-like men with weak girl bosses. This is what the king of Marvel, Kevin Feige, said in 2018 on the future of his superhero movies. More than half of the Marvel heroes will be women. This feminine Phase 4 had been planned for years. Scripts were rewritten, and the manly heroes were replaced with females. But this was not the strong women that for decades had made millions of fans flock to movies like Alien, with Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, or Terminator, with Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. This was when a new trope was born, the girl boss. The bosses loved this new idea, but it turned out to be a really, really boring trope. Why? Well, this is the characteristics of the girl boss. She cannot show any weakness, cannot do any mistakes, cannot lose a fight, is perfect as she is, she don't need no training or any advice from anyone else, is smarter than any man, is stronger than any man, is always morally right, even if she is the villain. And why is it boring? Well, once the moviegoer had seen one or two movies with a girl boss, they knew the plot. In all Viking battles, there is tension and deadly suspense, as the outcome of the fight isn't determined. Every Viking knows that he can lose a battle, and that even the god sometimes gets beaten. But in a girl boss movie, you know how the fight will end. She will win. Even if she is a 5-foot, 100-pound skinny teenage girl, she will defeat a 7-foot male giant. Even if she's a mere mortal and he is a god with superpowers, this girl boss can be found in almost all Marvel shows made during the last 6 years. Don't you believe me? Well, here are some examples. In 2021, we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And forget the title, this is not a Shang-Chi movie. He is quickly reined in by his girl boss sister Xialing, a teenager who learned martial arts by herself. Eternals, 2021. The leader of the godlike race Eternals is the girl boss Ajak, played by Salma Hayek. In the comics, this character was male. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, 2022. No, this movie is not a Doctor Strange movie. It is a battle between the good girl boss America Chavez and the evil girl boss Wanda/Secret Witch. Thor, Love and Thunder, 2022. No, this movie is not a Thor movie. For a Viking, this is embarrassing. The short and puny Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, suddenly have the power to wield the hammer of my Viking god Thor. No plot in the Viking world would allow this tiny woman to become a girl boss goddess. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, 2022. No, this is not a Black Panther movie. The charismatic hero dies and his suit is adapted by his girl boss sister Shuri, played by Letitia Wright. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 2023. No, this is not an Ant-Man movie. This is a movie where the heroic ant is bossed around by not one, but two girl bosses. The Wasp, played by Evangeline Lilly, and even by his teenage daughter. Hawkeye, Disney Plus show, 2021. No, this is not a Hawkeye show. This is a TV show where the man with the bow is girl bossed around by a fan, the teenage girl Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld. The Marvels, 2023. Well, this is a Captain Marvel movie, at least part of it. Instead of just one girl boss, we got three. Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Kamala Khan. Time for examples is over. We could have listed even more television shows and movies, but we Vikings don't have much patience, and neither had the moviegoers. The Girl Boss movie was so predictable that people stopped buying tickets. This is why Marvel are forced to start a Girl Boss genocide. The problem for Marvel is that many of their most popular heroes have been killed off or degraded in the years after Endgame. They were replaced with dozens of girl bosses, which none wanted to see. This takes us to the upcoming movie, Avengers Doomsday. It is slated for a December 2026 release and will be followed by Avengers Secret Wars 1 year later. One of the best scoopers on YouTube, Doomcocks, recently revealed the plot of Avengers Doomsday. They will do a Ewing. If you know your TV history, you are aware of the infamous shower scene in Dallas. This is when Bobby Ewing steps out of the shower and reveals that a whole season of the show was a dream. According to the sources of Doomcocks, and as you know, he is the future ruler of Earth, Doomsday will pick up directly after Avengers Endgame. This will make all the movies and TV shows released during the last 6 years uncanon. Everything in the phases 4 and 5 will be erased. All the girl bosses will disappear as they never existed. It will be a girl boss genocide. The cast of Doomsday was revealed in March 2025 during a viral, 5-hour-long presentation. It gave us the names of more than 30 actors from the earlier and popular movies who will return. This list confirms Doomcocks' revelation. Officially, only 2 of Marvel's dozens of girl bosses have been cast in this massive movie. And they will not return in Phase 6 that starts in 2027 after Avengers Secret Wars. But this girl boss genocide is only the beginning. Many experts believe a total wipeout is coming in this next phase. Most of the male heroes have been girl bossed around in so many movies that the audience no longer respect them. The only solution is probably to make a cataclysmic reboot of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. As a Viking, I hope we will see some great battles in the last 2 Marvel movies. Then the heroes are worthy the transition to the Marvel Valhalla. Keep watching our videos here on the Critical Vikings YouTube channel. Even when the girl bosses are gone, we are going to continue our vicious battle against the feeble bearded tribes of Hollywood. One movie at a time. Time for talk is over.